So connected apps, first, like super basic, but for me, my apps weren't connected straight away. So to do that, you just head down to settings, apps, and you scroll down here and you turn this on. So I think this will be based on your workspace settings. For me, it was turned off by default and I needed to go and switch it on so that I can plug into the rest of the apps. You'll also probably notice if you're Google Workspace that Gemini is also in these tools. So it's in your Sheets, it's in your Gmail. For the purpose of this session, we're going to focus on building within the Gemini app itself, which you can find on the top right when you're in your Google Workspace. You click those dots and you can see all your apps. Gemini's in there. So now we turn that on, effectively we have the connected apps in here. And I'm going to just show basically how they work with the app feature, which I think is kind of the easiest way to use them. And maybe I'll zoom in a little bit here so everyone can see. I'm going to copy these prompts across. Now, the app feature basically, just to show it here, allows you to, like you're tweeting someone and you put at their username, right? You can put at and then an app. So you can see here, at, and then my Google Workspace apps comes up. You can do a general search of all Workspace, or you can plug in a specific one. So I'm going to copy some prompts across just for ease. And you'll notice if, for example, when we send some prompts out to you afterwards, if you copy prompts across and they have the at in, it doesn't tag it. So just to show you the difference, when I press calendar here, it's bolded. So this is now the taggers work. So just something to be aware of when you're copying prompts across, which we'll do throughout this session just to save time. So I have Gemini up all the time. It's like my co-pilot, my productivity assistant. So some of these things like you could do natively in the app, I find it a lot quicker just to have it in one and to be able to do it across apps in one place. So here we're asking it, as granola pops up, here we're asking it to create a 1 hour block in my Google Calendar whenever I next have a 1 hour slot. And so I can do some sourcing on the MetaView agent after seeing it. And here you can see, thankfully that works. Like you'll see, it's now plugged into my calendar. It's going through my calendar. It's looking for the spot and it should hopefully come back and block out that time for me. So again, you could do this in the calendar, but just kind of a very simple use case to show you how it works. And it's found some time for me within my working hours at 6 p.m. later to do that. So just to show another use case, let's do tasks. So again, I'm going to copy this prompt across. Again, it's not tagged, so we need to do that. Let's go tasks in, and I use tasks for my to-do list. So here I'm going to ask it to add a task, and then I'm going to ask it to list all of my open tasks for me. So that should work, and it will now plug into the tasks app. As you can see, it's added for me to have a async review with Jason about this session, and then to come back and given me all of my to-do list for the day. I usually do this at the start of the day to understand what I have to do. So now let's look at how we could possibly connect those two apps together. So we pull the information from tasks. Now let's push that information to calendar in a slightly more meaningful and time-saving way. So here we're going to copy this prompt across, and now we're going to take that input from tasks. It's going to review my Google Calendar, and it's going to schedule my day to get all of those tasks done outside of the things that are already in my calendar. So meetings and other reminders.
This is great to see. I didn't know that I was important enough to be scheduled on your task list. I thought I just got random WhatsApps when I was top of mind.
Yeah, usually there's like 100 tasks, which is like message Jason this, message Jason this. So I tidied them up for the purpose of this call. This one can take a little longer because it's going and it's finding a slot for every single task. So this one will run for a second and then should block out my calendar for tomorrow. So this is cool. This is like an update they didn't have at first, where before you could pull information from the apps, but now you can actually push information to them as well. So it can post info on there for you, which is pretty helpful. I'm just going to open.
Kind of goes back to what we were saying around the idea of like ChatGPT at the moment, unless you've got some really sophisticated stuff on the back end, is good at pulling, but it is not a pusher really yet for stuff like this.
Exactly. So here we go. It took a little bit of time, but it's gone through. I know for a fact I don't have any more slots today after the one we just scheduled. So it's gone to tomorrow, which is my next available slots, and it's found them outside of my calls. And it's given, I'd say, some fairly sensible times as well, like an hour for the sprint, but a bit less on the messaging side. And then you can see each individual thing here. So that's how the connected apps works on a basic level for some basic use cases. We'll move into some more some more advanced ones. It's going to open a new chat.